Hello everyone, good morning. It's time to start the day. Grab your coffee, your favorite beverage, shine your light and light the way.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. It is, what is the date today? October 15th, 2025. This is Good Morning Coffee and Talk. I'm Dolly, and I'm really glad that you're here. Good morning, Fatima. I am always so happy to see you, my sweet, sweet friend. We were just talking today. Annie was doing Terry's show this morning, and I was talking about how I truly believe, Fatima, that you are like being guided by by Mother Teresa or someone like Mother Teresa, because your compassion is just amazing to me. Amazing. Oh, Katie's here. Good morning, Katie. I am so happy to see you. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I wanted to show you guys something. We've got the Clarity Cam today. Look at there's Clarity. She's meditating like a boss on my cushion. There we go. That's a little bit better. She's just meditating. She's sitting on my Zafu. And she is, she's in the zone, you guys. She is like deep in spirit. She is one with the universe right now. Clarity is, it's amazing how when I come in here to do this show, she knows exactly when I'm about to come in here. She comes in, she sits down on that pillow, and she joins me for meditation. Isn't that nice? Aw, I love my cat. So, I'm I wanted to show you guys an outside cam, but I seem to be having some issues like tissues with my outside cam this morning. So I'm going to try one more time to set it up. And if it doesn't work, well, we're not going to have it. Actually, you know what? We just won't. I'll do it next time. Oh, hey, Kat. Good morning. It's good to see you. Oh, and Annie's here too. Good morning. Good morning. I am glad to see you. So cute, that kitty. Yeah, she is. Look at this face. Look at that face. Oh, Clarity, are you so sweet? She is. She is so sweet. Viviani's here. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Kelly, did I say hi to you? I don't know. Hello. Good morning. Oh my gosh. You know, a couple things before we begin with anything. I wanted to say, if you guys haven't gone to Katie Moonchild's channel and checked out her 2 new deck reviews, go check them out. Because if you're like me, okay, I like to see the cards before I buy them. I like to see the book before I buy them. I mean, that a lot of times, the artwork really determines whether or not I'm going to connect with a deck. It always has, it always will. So I really appreciate the fact that people like Katie, when they have a deck, do a review on it and show us the cards, because it really helps me determine, oh yeah, that's definitely a deck that I want, that I know I'm going to be able to connect with, or ooh, no, I don't want that. So if you haven't, please go to Katie Moonchild's channel, check out her deck reviews. Also, Kelly's put up a couple really good videos. Kelly, you don't know how much I appreciate I appreciate you showing some vulnerability, and how much I appreciate you talking about the ways that you're experiencing growth as a person through your health journey and your spiritual journey, and how those things blend. I really, really appreciate that. She's talking today, or was it the last video? Well, both, actually, in both. You were talking about how it's easy to feel guilty about asking for prayer, especially when you've had a prolonged illness and you're constantly asking for prayer. And I've been there. I know what that feels like. I never had a illness that was 8 years long, like you have. But over the course of the last 10 years, I've had 8 surgeries. And it looks like I'm going to have 1, maybe 2 more in the next 12 months. So, man, I'm always asking for prayer too, but I don't think that we need to feel guilty about asking for prayer. Um, I think that as spiritual people, in this spiritual group especially, um, everybody wants to pray. They want to pray for you, right? It is a privilege as a human being to be able to pray for another human being, right? So I don't think that we ever should feel guilty about that, but I totally get where you're coming from, Kelly, because I've been there. I know what that feels like, man. But they're great videos, so please, everybody, connect with everybody. Everybody who's in here who's got a channel, please connect with each other. I'd really like you guys to get to know each other. Hi, Swampy. Good morning. It is good to see you. It is good to see you. Did I miss anybody? I got Viviani. I got Fatima. I got Annie. Okay, we got everybody. All right. I love you and you are right. No guilt necessary. No guilt is necessary. We do that to ourselves, you know. And maybe we do that to ourselves a little bit, Kelly. I know, at least in my case. Okay, I'm not speaking for you, but in my case, I have in times in my life said to myself, man, I wish this person would just stop complaining. I wish this person would stop like trying to I have shamefully accused people of using their health as a way to get attention. And then you know what happened? The universe came and went, you're about to learn a lesson. Back when I wasn't such a, a compassionate, nice person, and it has taught me a lesson. It has taught me, if anything, I've learned that people all heal differently. People experience pain differently. I have a very, very high pain tolerance, but not everybody does. It took me a long time to like really let that sink in. Not everybody has a high pain tolerance, and it isn't a weakness on their part if they experience pain. It's a weakness on my part for not being compassionate about it. Right? So, yeah, I don't need everybody around me to be happy, go lucky, rainbows, unicorns, Unipeg, Katie, Unipeg. I don't need that all the time. I just need people to be real. I need to know what's going on with you so that I can pray for you. And that is my job. That is my purpose in this universe, in this body, in this time, is to pray and to help heal and to spread joy and to share what I'm learning. That is my job. So, anyways, I love you. I love you. I love you, Kelly. I love you. I feel very privileged to be able to be on this journey with you. So, whew, girl, preach. I don't think anybody does that when they're preaching. Why did I do that? I have no idea. Raise the roof. Oh, man. So, whew, amen, Dolly. Oh, I love you. I love you. Oh my gosh, more coffee. Oh, it is hot in here all of a sudden. Hang on. I got to turn on my fan. I guess maybe the caffeine's starting to get to me. Anyways. Yeah, so I wanted to talk to you guys about my experience. Now, if you haven't heard, I think everyone probably has heard. Oh, now look at it, even Kat's getting involved now. She's like, hallelujah. Oh, for real? More coffee and then she's hot. I wonder if they're connected. The more you know. Do, do, do. Oh, anyways, I wanted to talk to you guys. If you haven't heard, my husband and I had to make an emergency trip to North Carolina last week, Monday, because we got a call from his brother saying that Janie, my mother in law, was dying. Now, if you remember, 3 weeks ago, well, now it's 4 weeks ago, she was here. She was here in Milwaukee visiting with us. It was probably, and I told you guys, leading up to the visit, I was kind of dreading it. But while she was here, it was actually the best time I've ever had with her. We connected in a way that we had never connected before. And after she went home, every single day we were texting one another, telling each other we loved each other. I was like, wow, this is the relationship that I want to have with her. This is fantastic. So when we got the call that, we knew that she had gone to the hospital. She was feeling like short of breath and she was feeling very weak. But she walked into that hospital on Thursday, walked in, was talking, joking with people, eating a taco salad, and 48 hours later, she died. That fast. It was very fast. So when we got the call, hey, you need to come, she's dying, Rick and I got in the truck and we drove for 16 hours straight. All we stopped for was to pee and grab a bite to eat here and there, but we made it there in 16 hours. We got there at 4 a.m. We went immediately to her room. She was still awake at that point, so she knew that Rick and I were there. And I was holding her hand and I was talking to her, and all of a sudden she just kind of stopped and looked up towards the ceiling, and she got this. Her eyes got wide like dinner plates. She was just like, her mouth was agape, and then she got the biggest, most beautiful smile. She was just like, and now this is the third time in my life that I have been with someone who was dying, like right there, to experience the whole cycle of that. And so as soon as I saw that, I knew that the veil had dropped and she was seeing the afterlife. She was seeing her mother. She was seeing her guides probably for the first time. She was seeing all these things, all these angelic things. And she was in a tremendous amount of pain up until that point. Now, I do believe that she experienced pain beyond that point until the time of her death, but it was like so much of that pain had subsided, and she was just in a state of bliss. She was seeing into her bliss. And from that point forward, there were no frowns on her face. There was no grimacing. There was nothing bad. She did eventually slip into, a drug-induced coma. She was reacting a little bit here and there to us talking to her and stuff, but she pretty much was out of it. So Rick and I went back to her apartment. We're staying at her apartment. We stayed there for a couple hours. We went to sleep for a few hours, and then we went back to the hospital and we stayed there. And around 12:30 at night, she sat up a little bit and she went, "Mom, Mama," like that. And then she looked up and she got that look on her face again. And then her head just sank back and she was gone. I was holding her hand when it happened. I felt her leave. But let me tell you something. Guys. And I'm sorry I'm not watching the chat. I'll go back and check things out in a minute here, but I just want to get this out first, okay? When my father and my grandmother passed away, and I was holding their hands when they died, I felt them leave. It was kind of this gentle drifting away that I felt, that I sensed. With Janie, there was a tug of war that happened for a couple seconds. There was a pulling back, a pushing forward, a pulling back, and then the joyous letting go into bliss, into eternity. I felt it happen. Okay. Now Janie is she's somebody, even when her and I weren't getting along very well, she was somebody who always wanted to make sure that Rick and I were in the loop on everything that was happening with the family. Okay. She kept us in the loop. Um, that morning, okay, so she died at 12:30, just after midnight. Okay. We all went back to our respected places to sleep. And in the morning, Rick's brother came over, my sister-in-law, and my nephew, and we started to go through her things. Rick and I knew that we could only be there a short time, so we thought maybe we better jump into this right away so that we can be there to help. And Craig and Faith were on board with that as well. So they came, and we were starting to make a plan about what we were going to do with her things. And all of a sudden there was this little lizard, a little anole lizard, crawling around all over the screen of the her front window. And Faith is like, "Oh, look at this lizard." So we went outside. This lizard jumped from the window onto the hanging plant. And I was standing on one side, Faith was standing on the other side, and Ethan was kind of in the middle in between. And this lizard was just running back and forth between all of us. And all of a sudden the three of us heard all at the same time, "I'm dead. My body is dead." I looked at Ethan. Ethan was like, I looked at Faith, and Faith was like, "What the hell was that?" And I said, "Ma, it's okay. We know. Just go to the light. You've earned your rest. Go to the light. It's not going to hurt you. You're going to be okay. Just go. It's okay. We're going to be okay." And once again, I felt that whoosh of her just going away. But Faith and Ethan felt it too. And it was neat to be able to talk to them about what they experienced. And I felt like it was important for all three of us to have this happen to us at once. It made a bond. It made a bond that was already close even closer. And it was like a miracle. It was like a miracle. So that was really, it's really hard to put into words without like bursting into tears. And I'm not upset. It's more like I'm grateful. And I wanted to share this with you guys, not because I'm trying to boost myself up or go, "Look how psychic I am." That isn't it at all. I want you guys to not be afraid of death, of crossing over. If we're all going to face it, we're all going to face it. We're all going to face it in a different way too, right? So, yeah, let me go back and read some of these. Oh, Annie said, "I'm so thankful you got there safe and in time." Oh, me too. And let's see. I'm trying to read. My eyes are like goofy. Let me read over here. No, I can't. "The spirits were at work to bring you two together before she would go on her way to God." Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I was really, we weren't sure if she was going to make it until we got there, honestly, with the Craig calling like every hour and telling us just how she's declining so rapidly. We weren't sure we were going to see her, but we did. We made it. And I am grateful for that. Thank you for sharing the sacred with us, dear Dali. Yes, I am so happy that I was able to. So peaceful and beautiful. Yeah. What an amazing experience, especially having someone experience it with you is amazing. Yes, I felt so grateful for that. Because who would I could have, I did. I told, Rick, we all went in and told Rick and Craig about this, and Rick and Craig were calling, "Oh, okay, whatever," But we had it together. It was nice. Kat loves hearing this. Well, I'm glad that you do. But yeah, we can't be afraid we can't be afraid of death. I think that I don't fear death. I do maybe fear how I might die. Yeah, you guys have heard me say before, I don't want to fall. I don't want to trip and fall into lava. That's the way I don't want to die. I don't want to fall off of a mountain. That would be terrible. There's I fear a little bit, how am I going to die, when my time is up? But death itself, after all of these experiences, I'm not afraid of it anymore. And having journeys, doing journeys, meeting with my ancestors, when I meditate, I am, I solidly know in my heart that there is something beyond this. This isn't just like the lights turn off and that's it, right? And that is really, that makes me so less afraid about the afterlife. It's making me look forward to, hey, when this life is done, I'm going to be on another amazing journey. It's going to be a very different experience. I don't want my human journey to end anytime soon, but I know that when it does, when my time is up, it's going to be an amazing journey after this, you guys. Just amazing. Yes, no lava, no falling off mountains. Annie's with me on that. Sisters from another mister, right? We are so on the same page. Katie says, I was blessed to have a similar experience with my father's passing. Death of the flesh is just a small part of us. That's right. That's right. It's just a small part of us. Do you know so many people have had experiences on the other side? It's very peaceful and beautiful. It has animals and plants, and everyone is like light and happy. Yes. Yes. I want my last words to be, I love you. I'm happy and thank you. Oh, yes. Yes. That is exactly me too, Annie. That is where I am at. It's hard to put into words. Yes. It is hard to put into words. And, I came home too, and this has given me a little bit of it was a reality check. It was a reality check to see how quickly this progressed. This wasn't a long, drawn out downhill slide to death like I watched with my father, with Rick's father. This was it's done. And that happened to Chrissy, my partner Chrissy, with her father. It was like, walked into the hospital, walking, talking, 48 hours, he was gone. It was the same experience. She wasn't there for that, though, which is something that I know haunts her to this day. And I'm like, girl, he doesn't want you to be upset about that. He knows your love, And if you want to learn how to journey, I can teach you and you can talk to him whenever you want, So, oh, yeah. Hi, Sal. Listening while I caffeinate. Oh, caffeine. I don't know which God gave us this, but thank you. It had to have been a woman. Absolutely. So yeah. So that was my experience, and I just want to. I know that a lot of you did know what was going on, and you guys were praying for me, praying for our safety, praying for our emotional health, and I really appreciate that. I felt it the whole time. I felt like I was surrounded by, 100 trillion angels the whole time that I was there. And I know that that's because you guys were reaching out. You guys were reaching out to the universe and saying, hey, please help Dali, help Rick, help Dali, help them, their family, help them get through this. And I felt it. I really felt it. And, it was neat too. I don't know if this is a down south thing, because I've never experienced this up here in the north, don't you know? But all throughout, after she passed until the time that we left, every day, all day long, there were people stopping at the house to bring us food, to bring us cards, to tell us stories, like, oh, the first time I met your mother kind of stories, And I was like, wow, this is a blessing because it really helped to round out what I knew about her. You know, she had become a very different person. She, for the all the time that she lived here in Wisconsin, she was almost an atheist. Okay, didn't really have any kind of spiritual connection to anything. She was very prejudiced. She was very judgmental. And when she moved down south to go live by Rick's brother, something happened to her. She started going to church. She got involved in a really good church family with a bunch of people who are really out of like the Christians I've ever met. These are the most genuine people that I've ever encountered. Very armed open, um, and they loved her. They loved her, and despite the fact that she sometimes would just blurt out, she was very blunt, and she would blurt out things that were kind of offensive. People still loved her because she had found a compassionate heart. She had found her compassionate heart. She had learned to become compassionate about human beings. And she was involved in everything. She was volunteering at a nursing home. She'd go and hang out and sit with the people and talk to them and make them laugh and take them little toiletries like little shampoos and conditioners and toothbrushes and underwear and things that they couldn't afford to have. She was taking that to them. I didn't know this. I didn't know. And she was involved with another group called Heart to Heart, and she was involved with a women's prayer group, and she got involved in all the women's conferences, and she volunteered with the poor, and she did all these things that I had no idea that she was doing. And when I learned about that, that really touched my heart because I thought, here is a woman who did not know compassion, who did not have any regard for her fellow human beings, who became somebody who was super compassionate and cared about people, laid all her prejudices down. And I was like, wow, wow, you know? Kitty says that is a very Southern thing. I like that. I like that very much. It was very healing for us as a family. Annie says, what a beautiful send off with the stopping and dropping off of food and sharing stories. I love that. I did too. It was so unexpected, but so welcome. I mean, I really, really enjoyed that. They did that. So healing for the family. Yes, yes. Swampy says, chills. Oh, girl, do I have a blanket? I don't have a blanket. I don't, but look at what I do have. I have a kitty. Look at my kitty. That's Clarity. Hi, Clarity. Hi, baby kitty. She's looking at me now because I'm talking to her. Oh, she's so sweet. You're such a sweet girl. Yes. Look at her. That is Clarity. Okay. Miracles, they happen all the time. You got that right. Lots of Irish settled in the South. They support and celebrate you during the death. They call it a wake, not a funeral. And actually, Faith, who is my sister-in-law, that's her family is Irish. So that is a part of that. Annie says, beautiful. Yeah. And hi, kitty. Meow. She looks like my Mr. Boo. Oh. I'm going to go lay down for a bit. Love you all. Love you too, Annie. Thanks for stopping by. Sleep well. Rest well. Rest with a big smile on your face, my friend. I would love that. So, yeah, look at she is so sweet. I have Spirit and I have Clarity. And this is Clarity. And she's sitting on my meditation cushion. Yeah. Animal cam. There's always got to be an animal cam. Ruben's out there too. He's out there. He's sleeping right now, I think. So I guess I had a question. Did any of you ever experience anything like what I was describing? I know, Katie, you have. But has anybody else been with someone as they're passing and we're holding their hand and felt them leave? I'm wondering if that's a thing. Katie says, I missed you all yesterday. I was moving furniture into my studio. Yeah. Katie is setting up a new studio, which is pretty cool. I can't wait to see it. I got a mess going on in here, you guys. Let me show you, seeing that the cat has now gotten up. Let me see if I can show you guys this. How do I do this? Maybe like this. Okay, let's do this. Okay, so let me back up. Whee! This is what I am looking at when I'm talking to you guys. I got my laptop right here. I've got it. I got the screen extended to this on the side here, just in case I can't read your comments, because you guys probably have figured out that my eyes aren't all that great. So sometimes I have to look over here, but I'm surrounded by all kinds of camera equipment and lighting. I've got my other computer over here along with my document camera, my fans. Yeah, over here we've got my turtle, Gaia. Hi, Gaia. Hi, turtle. All my books, my meditation cushion, my altar. I got one altar there, and then I got another altar right there. So yeah, that's, oh, hi, 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 hi. So that is what we're dealing with here when I'm in my studio, and it's a mess, and I need to like tear this apart and rebuild it, kind of like what Katie's doing. She's given me like inspiration here to do that, because it's getting a little chaotic, honestly. It really is. Uh-oh. I just gave you an idea for later. Thank you. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What did I do? Oh, no. You're welcome. Oh, you're very welcome. Oh, it's a lot. It's a lot. And I'm starting to have issues. This other computer that I have over here that I kind of use as my OBS camera, or I mean my OBS computer, as my virtual camera, so that I can like feed off of like any one of these cameras that are in here. That computer is very old and it's starting to really slow down. And I think that was my issue today, because I actually have a camera set out outside so that you guys could see the squirrels at the bird feeder. But dang nabbit, it didn't work. But we'll try next time. After I reset things up, I'm going to swap out computers and do a few things, and it should be okay then. Katie says, I am finally at the put it together part. Nice, nice. Well, thank you. Thank you. It's kind of a mess, but it's my mess, and I love it. I know where everything is in here. It's like trying to put 30 pounds of flour in a 2-pound bag in this room, let me tell you. But that'll change too once once the garage is done, and we have everything moved out into the garage. I can take over part of the basement to use as my studio if I want to. I haven't decided if I'm going to do that yet, because I kind of like the energy in this room. My meditation room, this was my grandpa's den when he was alive. And this is where he wrote all of his sermons for the 30 years that he was a pastor. And there is a very good spiritual energy in this room, because my grandpa was a very good man. He was a very good man, and he preached love. He preached love and light. You guys would have loved him. You would have loved him. But anyways, this was his room. His desk is still in here. The desk that he sat at, I still use. So, yeah, it's a special place. It's a special place for me. All right. So, what else is going on, you guys? What else can I tell you guys about? There was other things I wanted to tell you, and I am just now I'm blanking. His energy is there. Yes, it is. And he was, oh, I wish you guys could have met him. He was so amazing. He was such a great guy. He was very funny. That is a sacred room. It is protected. I think you're right, Katie. I think that this is a sacred room, you know. And I think that that's why my animals are attracted to this room. Like Clarity often sits in here on my meditation cushion, especially after I'm done meditating. You know, she'll come and she'll sit down on the cushion and take over my cushion. Now, it could be because my my warm butt has made the meditation cushion warm and she's just taking over the warmth, or maybe she feels the energy, or maybe it's both, you know? I don't know. Good morning, Sonia. Happy Wednesday. Wonderful to hear the beautiful energy that fills the room. Love it. Oh, I'm so glad. It is. It is a beautiful energy. And I do feel him here. And I've connected with him here. So I know that my grandpa is still around. You know, he's one of my guides now, helping me navigate through life, navigate through all these storms that we're experiencing in life, you know. Oh, yeah, there was something else I wanted to say. And seeing that I think we're all females in here right now. I don't think we have any males in here. No. I want to talk to you guys about what I'm going through with breast cancer. Now, I don't have breast cancer. I don't have breast cancer. Not yet, anyways. But I'm a high risk. You know, I took a risk assessment for breast cancer because my mother had breast cancer, and I want to be proactive. I had something placed on my heart that told me you need to be proactive about this. Okay, it's the same kind of feeling that I got when I realized, hey, I got to bring my mother-in-law here to Milwaukee. All right, it's that same voice. So I'm listening to it, I'm listening very closely. And that voice, you know, from beyond told me I got to pay attention to this. So I am. So I took a breast assessment to determine whether or not I was high risk. And I am high risk for breast cancer. Now, it's only 36%. That doesn't sound like high risk. But if you think about that, there's a 1 in 3 chance that I could possibly get breast cancer. All right. So I went and I took an assessment. I went and I sat down and I talked with, I've got a care team that is going to be working with me. I'm going to get genetically tested for the breast cancer marker. Now I'm kind of just waiting for them to call me and say, hey, let's schedule this. There is a waiting list on this right now. And I also have to make sure that my insurance will cover it. But as long as it's within a reasonable amount of money, even if they don't cover it, I'm probably going to do this, okay? It just depends on how much it is. So I'm going to get genetically tested. Now, what they're going to do after that, if I do have the marker, I'm going to be put on a medication that's going to help to reduce or eliminate estrogen from my body. Breast cancer feeds on estrogen. Okay, so all you ladies who are going through menopause or have gone through menopause, if you're on hormone replacement therapy, you need to get off of it. You need to just allow yourself to naturally go through menopause because estrogen feeds breast cancer. And if you're between the ages of 50 and 80, that is the bell curve for breast cancer. Okay. There are people in their 20s and 30s and 40s who do get breast cancer, but the vast majority of people start getting it when they're about 50 years old. So it's really important if you're in that, I'd even say like the 48 and up club, or if you're going through menopause right now, that you really pay strong attention to what's going on with your breasts. Go in for your mammograms. I know they're not fun. Who likes getting their boobs squished? Nobody. But do it. It's very important. But also, you know, request from your doctor that you get a hands-on breast examination too. Because if you have dense tissue in your breasts, it can mask whether or not you have a mass. So it's really important that you do those too. So they're going to give me this medicine that's going to wipe out my estrogen. I need to continue losing weight because diabetes also contributes to breast cancer because breast cancer feeds off fat. Because your fat produces estrogen. Who knew? I didn't. Um, and then, if something does happen and they do find a mass, okay, well, then I will have a mastectomy and that'll be that. But I'm aggressively approaching this so that there isn't a long period of time so that if I do get breast cancer, they can catch it right away. Okay, so I'm taking a very aggressive approach towards my health. I'm advocating for me, as Kelly would say, advocate for yourself. Yes, I'm doing that. So this is where I'm at. Okay, let me go and read what you said. Um, I am here talking to you because I was proactive and aggressive with my breast cancer. I was going into stage 3, and I'm here talking to y'all. Right, right. So Katie can, Katie is testament because she's alive right now. So is my mother. My mother who had breast cancer, same thing. She found her own lump by doing self-examination. Okay, so that's something else too. You guys got to learn how to do that and do it properly. Um, I went naturally through my menopause. Yeah, I did too. I was actually done and over with. That was long done and over with when I got uterine cancer and had to have my hysterectomy. I was already long done with it. I went through menopause, perimenopause, and menopause very young, actually. My colon cancer was hereditary. Yeah, see, that is another reason why I want to have this done, Swampy, because my mom had breast cancer. Now that doesn't mean that she had a marker, but I want to find out. I want to find out. No medication. I dealt with the mood swings, the sweats, the gaining weight, everything. Me too. Me too. Colonoscopy is an important test also. Yes, it is. I just had my first one a year ago. Oh, no, 2 years ago, right before I had my hysterectomy, I had a colonoscopy. But I'm going to be due for another one soon in 2026. But then I got diabetes type 2 and slowly lost the weight back. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do right now is I'm trying to get healthy, cut out all the junk food. I'm not eating a lot of carbs. I'm not eating a lot of red meat, fish and chicken, a lot of fish and chicken, lots of beans. Yeah, I'm farting a lot. Oh, well. Beans, the magical fruit. The more you eat, the more you toot. The more you toot, the better you feel. So let's eat beans with every meal. Yay! But I love beans. So, um, fallen in love with lentils. Oh, I love lentils. I could eat lentils every day for every meal. I really could, with carrots and peppers and onions all mixed in with them. Oh my gosh, so good, so good. Are you laughing at my song, Sonia? Oh my gosh, yeah. Well, and who taught me that? My pastor grandpa. Oh, I take a lot of vitamins and mineral supplements. I do too. I do too. Magnesium. I take vitamin C. Of course, I'm not going to remember everything. Vitamin D, vitamin B12, calcium, glucosamine. What else do I take? And I take a multivitamin, which has a whole bunch of stuff in it. And I like to take vitamins. I don't feel right if I don't take vitamins. I think everybody should, especially if you're at a certain age. I feel like you should be supplementing yourself with at least calcium, to help you not get osteoporosis from the lack of estrogen, right? Katie says, I am setting up everything for you guys that are going to be in the God Box class tomorrow. I'm setting up the link and you will be getting it. I'll be getting it out to you shortly. Fantastic. See, I got mine right here. This is what Katie's talking about. If you watch Kelly's latest video too, she shows her God Box and the process that she's making. Here's mine. Mine's going to be small and it's going to open from the front like this. I'm going to decorate the inside eventually, but right now I just have the top and sides decorated. But I'm going to add some more stuff to it tomorrow night. But that's as far as I got. I didn't do the bottom. I'm thinking I'm just going to paint that black. But yeah, I've got all kinds of little things inside this box that I'm going to add to it. So this should be fun and exciting. Stickers and some tree of life things. I'm very excited about it. It's a lot of fun, and they're going to be doing this on a regular basis. So if you guys are interested in getting involved in our little craft club, make sure you reach out to Kelly or to Katie, because I think they're going to go back and forth kind of like doing crafts. And I think that that's neat. I think it's fun. I'm excited. I'm glad that you guys thank you, Katie, very much. I think it's neat. I think it's just a neat way for us to like get to know each other better, and we do it like through, Katie is going to do it through Restream this time, but she's done it through Zoom. And it's not made to be aired on YouTube. It's made to just be us hanging out together, talking and doing crafts and sharing best practices. So, yeah. Swampy says, "I'm sorry I can't make it this time. Hopefully next time." Yeah, I hope you can. It would be cool to like. I want to see the faces and hear the voices behind the names that are in the chat. That's how we make our friendships happen, right? I know some of you guys are shy, and I totally get that, but you don't have to be with us because we love you, we want to get to know you. And you don't have to be like a crazy crafty person in order to do this. I'm not. I'm the least crafty out of everybody, but I'm having fun doing it. I'm finding some of my inner craftiness as I'm going through this process. So I'm hoping that you guys would too, It's fun. It's really fun. So Katie, you can throw your email in there. If anybody wants to get involved with the next project, just shoot Katie an email and say, "Hey, I'd like to be involved," and we'll try to get you in there because it's very cool. So, anyways, those were the things I wanted to talk about today. I just wanted to talk about my experience with my mother-in-law, and it was a joyous passing. It really was. It was really her entering into bliss, and that really makes me feel so hopeful about what eternity is going to look like for me and for my friends, for all of you guys. So I'm crazy and craft, just unavailable. Oh, honey. Well, we hope that maybe you can squeeze us in if you get the chance to. But if not, we're not going to judge you. We just want everyone to be involved. Here is Katie's email address. It is nightbloomsdesign@gmail.com. So reach out to her, and she'd be happy to get you involved with our next project. So happy to hear about your mother-in-law had a beautiful crossing. She did. It was the little tug of war thing that happened just as she was passing, where like with my grandma and my dad, they just kind of just floated off and that was it. But with Janie, there was a little bit of a tug of war going on. I don't think that she wanted to die. Okay. I think that's what I was feeling. I was feeling her fighting it. She's just like, I want to live. I want to live. And I understand now why she wanted to live. She had found this beautiful church family. She had many friends. She was actively involved in the church and outside of the church in her little community that she lived in. She was just really she was living her best life. She was living her best years. She was experiencing love and compassion and friendship in a way that she had never experienced it before. And she didn't want to let go of that. She didn't want to let go of that. But I feel like her mom took her hand and said, come on, honey, let's go. And that's when I felt her release and I felt her go. But she didn't leave she didn't leave right away. No, she had to like come to faith and Ethan and I and say, I'm dead. My body is dead. Like she needed to make that clear to us just in case we didn't know, which is just like her. Okay. But it was good. I mean, it was good. It gave me a chance to say, don't be afraid. Just go to the light. Go into your peace. Go into your bliss. You earned it. You know, we'll be okay. We'll be okay back here. You bet. We'll rally around each other. And we have. We have, if anything, I'm like, now I'm texting with my sister-in-law again. We used to text all the time. I don't know why that stopped. Well, we're gonna make sure that we stay connected again now, you know. And I gained a sister out of this. My mother-in-law, Jeannie, had a dear friend named Sandra, who was somebody that she met at the church. She's my age. And those two just became best friends. Sandra called Janie mommy. Sandra's this beautiful, beautiful lady who's from Puerto Rico. Just stunningly beautiful, inside and out. And they just really, really connected. Faith and I are not girly girls, okay? And Janie is a uber girly girl, and Sandra's a girly girl. So they really, really connected. And Sandra was there through this whole process. She was there in the hospital. She was there to help us clean up the apartment. She was bringing us food left and right, up and down. So I've gained a sister now. She texted me this morning. She's like, she calls me Mama. I'm 3 years older than her, but she calls me Mama. She's like, Mama, I miss you already. You need to come back down here. And I'm like, I'm a winter girl. This is my home. I'm like, but you can come visit anytime you want, and I'll be back down there to visit. So don't worry. So it was such a positive. Everything about this was positive. The only thing that isn't positive is that we're going to miss her. We're going to miss her. In many ways, she was just like this strong. I mean, I learned a lot about how to stand in my power from her, from watching her do what she did. She was a bigwig at Pabst Brewing Company, and I watched her handle all those men, and it taught me something about how to stand in my power. So I owe her that because I've used that my whole life. My whole life. Fatima says, "This is beautiful. We have to let them go. They're at peace, and we will be okay until our time comes." That's right. And when our time comes, they'll be right there to take our hand and say, "Come on, it's okay. Let's go. I got stuff to show you." Right? So now she's out exploring the universe. One interesting little fact, Janie was a Star Trek fan. I had no idea. I had no idea. I wish I would have learned that. Her and I could have had something to have in common, like right from the beginning. She was a Star Trek fan. Well, now she's on her own ship exploring the universe, and I'm sure she's the captain, and I'm absolutely 100% sure that she has redecorated heaven. So when we all get to heaven and we're walking around and we're looking around at all those mansions and stuff that are up there, if you see really, really stylish window treatments, that was probably her. Both my parents went. I miss them, but I am happy they went. They are happy. Yes. I mean, none of us want to see our loved ones suffer. And I know that something that Janie was very afraid of was even though she volunteered at the nursing home all the time, she was very afraid of being put into a nursing home and experiencing what those people were experiencing. And she found compassion in that. She went there to bring them happiness and hope because she looked and she saw that that wasn't there. The happiness and the hope wasn't present there, but she took them some. She saw a problem and she, with her heart, went and fixed it, or at least made it better. Wow. And there's Swampy again. Ha 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 ha. You feel their energy around you. Yeah, I do too. I do too. I do too. And I have for a while since I started doing journeys and actually connecting with my ancestors. I feel their presence. I feel their power. I feel what they bring to me. I know they're my guides. They're my angels. They bring me wisdom. They bring me sometimes a slap in the face. A lot of times it's a slap in the face. Let's be honest. Okay. For me, you know, I'm in constant fight with my ego and my soul. But this experience with Janie was something that my soul wanted me to experience, you know, and I understand the power in that. And I'm really, really grateful that I went. I'm so glad that I was there, and I'm glad that I was there for Rick too, you know, to be able to keep him, lifted up, to make sure that he understood that I love him and he's important and I'm here for him, you know. It brought us closer. It brought me closer to Chrissy. She was back here taking care of everything, taking care of the animals, taking care of cleaning, taking care of everything here. And she did it and never complained once. She was so good. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. Even my mother-in-law, I felt her hugging me when I was sad, when me and hubby had a little argument. Oh, see, she understands now. She understands your heart. She feels your heart. I think that that's very cool. Oh. Well, you guys, I think it's about time. I'm going to let you guys go. My throat is starting to hurt. I think I'm getting a little bit of a cold. Probably just from all the traveling and lack of sleep and everything. I think my body might be a little weak. So I'm going to end this a little tiny bit early. But I want you guys to know that I love you so much. And I am so grateful that you were here with me today. And that you kind of let me just talk about this today. You guys are great friends. So thank you for being there for me. All right. So you guys all take care. Mwah. I love you. And I will see you all again soon. And yes, I will. I will drink some tea right now. All right. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.
Thank you for coming to my show. I'll see you all next time. You all rock. Dolly loves you. Dance around the room. It's time to go. Why are you still here? Dolly needs a sandwich and a nap. I'll see you next time. Thank you all for coming. Thank you all for coming. I'll see you next time. Have a great day. Thank you for coming to my show. I'll see you all next time. You all rock. Dolly loves you. All rock. Dolly loves you. Dance the room. It's time to go. Why are you still here? Dolly, you still here? Have a great day.